Give me all types of shit.
Here we go, fellas. Welcome back. Sports Talk Live from the ranch. How y'all doing today?
What's happening, brother?
We back at it again. How's everybody doing?
Great, man. Great.
Great
Hey, this thing's been tightening up. They tightening it up this time of the year.
Yeah, we down to the Final Four. We're going to get into that. The Final Four. NFL time, crunch time, big time games. Everybody stepping to the forefront. This is the season. 'Tis the season to find out who's about that life when it comes to NFL time. And it's been interesting. The usual suspects are here. The usual suspects.
Yeah. Any newbies? We got any newbies?
The Chiefs, the young kid. KC Ryder, he's in the building. Definitely, we want to see what he's about. That was the brackets moving forward. But let's jump into last week's games. First game, KC and the Colts. KC kind of dominated that. The Colts and the Luck didn't give a good showing.
No, I thought I was going to be a little bit tighter myself.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a tighter game myself. Doug's a big Colts guy. I thought to see a little bit more from him and see a little bit more from Luck. But the Chiefs were on their game offensively, defensively, really shutting them down and getting them behind the 8-ball. And once that happens, it's kind of tough to come back on the road. What was your guys' thoughts of that game?
I think I was a little. I guess I could start since I picked all the dogs and I was a big Colts guy, right? I was actually surprised. I was surprised at the Chiefs' defense, not their offense.
Yes.
I mean, I figured their offense would be able to move the ball, score points. I thought the Colts would be able to match them based on what we saw from the Chiefs' defense all season long. But the Chiefs' defense, man, they answered the bell. I can't. They earned it. They took it.
Yeah. No, they definitely took it. I mean, there's look, it's nothing about the offense. You got to play some defense. You got to stop some people. You got to make it tough for them, and that's what they did at home, especially at home.
Yeah, I think that they, because it was looking like the Colts were kind of hot, right? We gave, they started out 1-5, and but I think that what we didn't look into also was the fact that the Colts are a dome team.
Yeah.
Right? They're a dome team. Did we forget? They're coming from playing inside a dome, and the weather, it wasn't great weather.
No.
So I don't think that played into their benefit, And we saw that KC is really a machine, man. You got to be ready on defense to kind of neutralize what they're trying to do, because 24 points to 27 points look like it's kind of easy for them. You got to make if they're going to score those points, you got to make those points tough for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely,
you got to make those points tough. You got to make those points hard to earn. You got to make those points. You got to really reach and kind of earn and play them, but and make it difficult. You got to generate some turnovers. Got to get some pressure. It'll be interesting to see what Belichick tries to do.
Yeah. He's coming with something.
Coming in. We'll get to New England. Their dominant performance. But Chiefs, Patriots, you kind of thought it would be that way midway through. Thought Chiefs having home field advantage. A little interesting, but Brady and Belichick are back again with his 8 straight finals.
Yes.
8 straight finals.
Yeah. Something nasty like that.
Insane.
Yeah,
insane.
Very.
The way they play, the way they shift, the way they change up from week to week is unbelievable. The other game that was on Saturday, Cowboys-Rams. Rams shocked the world by running down that top-rated defense's throat.
Running right down their throat.
Interesting thing, I read some articles where they had some tips, they had some tells on the Dallas defensive line, alignment, shifts, hand in the ground, legs up, what forearm you have on the ground. Somebody was doing some real good scouting about coaching an offense.
Hey, they were scouting. Sound like they were scouting the right way.
And somebody wasn't doing as well a job of self-evaluation, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. We can get in that a little bit later. And the point that got me it's just about the Rams, how prepared they were. You figured they had a choice of playing 3 teams: the Bears, Seattle, or Dallas. They played the Bears. They play Seattle twice a year. So it looks like they focused on the Cowboys, seeing what they do, because they haven't played them since last year. But just to see an offense where Goff only went 15 for 28. But the offense around the running and the dominance, same formation, every play looked alike, but they were doing something different. getting people open.
Right.
Called offensive coordinator.
Very efficient.
Very efficient.
They took what they, once they figured out this run is going to work up on this side of the offense, or the run is working, period, we going to stay with it. I'll give them credit for that, because you see a lot of teams now, something will work, and they will start overthinking. Instead of letting the team stop them from doing what they're doing before they switch it up.
They didn't go anywhere with it.
Right. So they didn't do that.
They didn't get cute.
Right, at all. They said, look, we got 8 over there on that side. We're going to go 8 on this side, and we're going to keep going back to it. And if they can't stop it, then that's on them. And Dallas had no answer for it.
Yeah, I think the like you said, that's offensive coordinating is that's the way I guess most of us were raised in football. You come out in a formation, you run a play, that play is successful, then you come out in the same formation and you run a play that looks just like that play, but it's the ball's going to somebody else.
Exactly.
It's just giving the defense it's holding the defense just a one beat.
Yeah, giving their eyes something to look at.
It's like this new age football, and it's all these these gadgets and these gimmicks, and basically what I call eye candy with these offenses. It's like everybody's gotten away from that, but the Rams kind of embrace that.
Yeah.
So they embrace that. They'll line up in different formations, run the same play, but they'll give you a bunch of different, just a bunch of different things to think about before you can actually go and try to make a football play. And because that one beat, that one false step, sometimes is the difference between a 3-yard run and a 10-yard run.
Exactly.
A 10-yard run and a house call. So I like what they're doing, and I would imagine everybody's looking for the next Sean McVay. They need to just be looking, hey, if we make our plays look similar, we'll have success.
Plays is different. It's basic philosophy. Same formation, different play. Different formation, same play. Like, that's the basics of football. That's the basics of play calling. That's the basics of offense and execution. And I might have called somebody their job. Somebody was looking at that, and then looking at Dallas and said, we may need to move on from an offensive coordinator.
Absolutely.
No matter what the coach says, we looking to do a little something different.
Hey, listen, your job was okay when you were winning. That one loss made you lose your job.
Linehan's been on his hot seat for a while. He got the same 4th and 1 play. He runs it 5 times, but and eventually it gets stopped. But that's interesting. But let's jump into Patriots Chargers. The Pats just dominated. You gotta start. You gotta just respect, man. Like they just gotta go. Oh yeah, you gotta respect the Patriots. You just gotta respect them. What more can you do? What more can you say?
You have to. Hey, listen. You can hate it all you want. That's up to you. You end up looking like a little crazy. They had some issues with, Spygate. Which was there. We could have jumped on them. It was factual that they were wrong. Okay, Spygate's over.
Yeah,
they still in the mix.
Yep.
So you got to give it to them. They come prepared. They come ready. To knock them off, you have to outplay them.
Yeah. And
they make adjustments. They play mistake-free football. Mm-hmm. They got one of the greatest under center, if not the greatest. You got to come right, and San Diego was not ready. They was not ready. First quarter, they just were not ready.
They were in zone.
Yeah, if you look at in the past, teams that have been successful against the Patriots, they brought the noise in the first quarter.
Yeah.
It was established that, look, we're going to make it tough for these guys when the ball's kicked off. Mm-hmm. And they the teams who have won. They made it hard for them to get out of there. And this what happened. They ended up winning. And the Chargers started off just like we all knew, like, oh, this is not it. This is not the game for them.
Yeah, I think the Patriots, man, they've fully dispelled that they only can win by cheating thing, because everything, all those things been taken away and they're still there.
Right. Absolutely.
Gronk's faded.
Faded. You finding ways.
Coaches leave.
Yeah.
And they still find a way to make it there. Of course, like you say, the division helps. Mm-hmm. But they still have to play those games, and they still have to win
outside the division.
And they do it. And last time I checked, the Chargers aren't in their division, and they came to town and they got handled just like most people do.
He's 0-8 against Brady. Like,
I mean, it's remarkable. And I think when Brady's done, possibly Belichick or whatever, I think when those guys are done, and you get 5 years removed from here, and you start to look back at the accomplishments, it's just going to be like astounding, especially in this era, the salary cap era.
Yeah.
Oh,
football,
yeah.
where you can't keep these teams together.
Yeah,
So,
for a decade.
It's impressive, very impressive.
That's it's impressive, but that's going to be the thing. When you look back at the stats, it's not going to show that they were in this high school, college division. The stats is not going to show that.
They'll somebody will bring it up, but it won't stand.
But like you said, the spy gate. The stats not going to show the spy gate.
Nah,
the stats not going to show the flake gate. Don't forget the deflate gate.
Yeah.
When he knocked all the air out the balls, don't forget that. So like it's not going to show that he's never had a Hall of Fame quarterback in his division. He probably never had a Pro Bowl quarterback. Maybe you give it to maybe 1 year Sam Bradford. Not Sam Bradford.
Well, you just look at the teams in the division.
From the Jets.
It's Miami, it's Buffalo, and the Jets.
Right.
So they're not teams that when you see those six
Right.
teams, they're not going to beat you up.
So he never
It's
had
not gonna be
even
a
a
fight from-
Pro
yeah.
Bowl caliber quarterback
Yeah.
in his division.
And Miami's successful against them. They had some.
Yeah, when they ran the Wildcat,
They have
did a
pretty.
little
I think
thing.
he has a losing record against Miami.
But they pop up once in a while,
Yeah,
give him some trouble. When they had Rex,
So I think
Rex
John,
gave him some power.
We found out a little earlier that you're a little young, so we'll give you a pass, right? We understand that. When they look back on things, that stuff will go away. Nobody.
It's gonna go away. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, nobody says those things about the Joe Montana, Bill Walsh-led 49ers, who, outside of the NFC West at that time, when the NFC East had Philly, Dallas, Washington, the Giants,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
The Cardinals with no pushover.
And the 49ers were 14-2, 13-3 every year because the Rams and
Saints,
those teams weren't good at all. And and basically that was like one of the greatest dynasties we had.
Steelers
seen.
too. When they had the Bengals. What's going on? Houston wasn't that good.
Yeah, so you have to have some of that when you have to have a dynasty of that length of time. But this one is even more impressive again because the Steelers were able to keep the
Everybody
together.
Yeah, they were able to keep the whole team, the whole squad together.
Stallworth and Franco and
Jack
Lambert,
Lambert, Jack Ham,
they were able to
Mean
keep
Joe.
those guys. The 49ers were able to keep Ronnie Lott and Montana and have a Steve Young on the bench for years to that.
Right.
And to do it now, when you can't do that, they've been giving up good players for picks for years.
Well, I think one of the main thing is I'm not taking anything away from Brady. I think wherever Brady plays, I think he'll be great just because we've seen enough of him. We've seen the throws, we've seen the arm, but they have a wonderful system. We can't deny that. And the reason why we know this is because, you have guys like in the past you've seen they are great for bringing guys in that fit their system. Case in point, they'll take these receivers and what are they? 5'8", 5'9", little shifty, little slot guys.
Accuracy.
You got to have, to stay in front of these guys. Yes, you got to stay in front of these guys as a defender is extremely hard. It's similar to a guy with a soccer ball and you never played soccer before in your life, right? So boom, 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 they're open, balls out. It's a lot of guys on a lot of NFL teams that can come and play for the Patriots.
Yeah.
So that makes it a system thing. We can't deny that. But like I said, we're not going to take anything away from Brady.
Right.
He's great. But
Brady has what he calls competitive stamina.
Yeah.
Competitive stamina. No days off. I don't want the days off. I want to work. I want to work at my craft. I want to work at my skills. His throwing coach back in the day, because you can't miss in the playoffs.
No. Especially at this age he's at. Like
41,
you can't take when you start getting up there in age and you playing professional sports, guess what? You can try to take a couple of days off if you want.
What about this cold? Is it? It's gonna be cold tomorrow, or what's the weather supposed to be like?
I
Tomorrow?
would think it
640?
is. This is a
640?
playoff. This is it. Yeah, this is a cold one. It's a cold one. I'm looking at Belichick, man. I think he's more focused on this QB that the Chiefs have more than anything, because he's into trying to take away, you know, what your best player has, and their best player is Holmes, right?
KC Ryder.
So the thing that I'm watching out for, if Kansas City comes out of this game, watch out for this guy that's under center to not to have a drop off like we've seen from a lot of quarterbacks. Watch him this is the game for him. If he goes into the Super Bowl and continues, he threw 50 touchdowns, man. Yeah. Like, I don't hear that come up.
Yeah,
like
50.
5-0.
5-0. Said freeze. And I got none.
So now this is the elephant in the room. This team here, right?
Even though it's a passing lead now, 50 touchdowns.
But everybody doesn't have that 50 though. Everybody,
50 is still a lot.
At his age now.
Especially when the next
at his age,
I think was like maybe 38.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So let's. He's looking for that G stamp. He's looking for that G stamp tomorrow for greatness, right?
Yeah.
Now, once he gets past this, who else am I worried about? What other team you want me to worry about? And once I punch them in the mouth.
Well, one thing I like about that, well, I guess we'll get into that later. The matchup of the game.
Yeah. Let's jump into the last game. Hold on. Where we go? Yes, the Birds Saints. Birds jumped out, couldn't hold them. Got up to 14-0.
I haven't seen any Eagle fans, and I haven't heard from them. I want to check on all of them just to make sure that they're okay, man. Because I know it's tough. It's tough.
They called off work.
Yeah.
But man dropped that ball. But they jumped out early. You thought they were. Saints look a little rusty, a little slow. Didn't play the week before, whatever.
Right.
Played this week. And then Breeze made some plays. Big 4th and 1 where they went for it. Eagles still had the defense on the field, and they still went for it, got it. And now that the Saints kind of did what they did, held on. Eagles had an opportunity late. Saint Nick was coming down the field.
He was coming.
Saint Nick was coming
with his bag, with his bag and his reindeer.
He was coming down the field, but unfortunately, the ball went through his hands. Like tack-a-fied gloves, you don't see that. That's
indoors.
That's nothing but voodoo.
How?
And listen,
that's nothing but alligator hookers and gumbo cookies.
You caught everything.
Yeah.
Listen,
they got you. They got the voodoo dolls.
You know.
Look, are you pretty much arguably, not arguably top 10 short-handed, arguably top 5 short-handed receiver. Like,
without a doubt.
In the game, and you drop a 5-yard turn curl route.
Hey, somebody made the dial and they stuck him with the pin.
Oh man,
you know how it goes.
That's how it goes.
But the thing, I was like, you know,
in Nolans,
I'm a huge Foles fan, so I was definitely happy that if they lost, I was happy that it ended like that, whereas though Foles made the pass.
Yeah,
it's no knock.
Happy it ended like that.
If they took the loss, I'd rather him not do a wide open pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather him not did that.
So Foles won regardless.
Yeah, in my mind, you know, I was happy that it ended like that. If it was the end, you know, he made the pass on the money. You couldn't throw it no better than how he threw it.
You gotta catch it.
He gets no knock on it. Now it's a knock on his stats, but he gets no knock on that going forward in his career.
Foles was about to go in. He was going in.
Yeah, he was going in.
It was interesting that as we all watched the game, and I made a comment, we were here, and I said, any kind of way the Saints blow this field goal here, Nick Foles is going to win this game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it.
He was well on his way, and the only thing that that interception, I think that interception might have robbed us of the Eagles taking the lead. And then Breeze and the Saints
with the time, marching.
Because
you can't leave.
Making the game more better. Making the game more better, huh?
Right. That's the only thing that robbed us of, because there was no doubt in my mind the Eagles would have scored.
Yeah.
But there was no doubt in your mind the Saints was coming on down. Breeze was coming. Breeze was coming down.
No, that's what I would have liked to see.
Right. You'd rather have it on Fletcher Cox and the boys and Malcolm Jenkins.
I like to see Breeze, and I just like to see greatness at his best.
Oh yeah. Without a doubt.
And, I would have liked to see that, but hey, we got another week here.
Oh, for sure. We got some shout outs, man.
Shout outs.
Jumping to him. Mr. Dave McGo, avid Eagle fan.
Eagle Nation
Shelly
in the building.
Blackstone, how are you? Thanks for tuning in.
Yep.
And Miss Kelly Bain. She's making fun of us, guys. She's down in sunny Tampa, Florida,
You
right
got
now.
you
Talking about we look cold.
You got David Harper.
David
jumping
Harper in
there.
the building.
David Harper.
What's up, cousin Dave? How you doing, man? Gotta
My
come
homie
down
Rob
sometime.
Hyde, you know, Cowboys took a hard loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know we still rise. Still we rise. Definitely. Interesting. Foles back with the Eagles next year. Or he moves on.
Depends on
Quick.
money. Depends on what
He
wants.
moves on.
Depends on what he wants.
They're stuck with paying Wentz that $100 million. Like, you know, I got into an argument in my group, you know, and it was like, Foles is not worth $100 million, but how can you feel that you can pay Wentz $100 million with Foles doing what he did? So I don't.
Nah, they can't.
I don't see that either. Like, I think you got to figure out a way to chop that money up. You know, some way. Not even, but something. You know.
I believe the Eagles are under the cap. I mean, they're over the cap. Excuse me. And I think it's up to Foles. Like, let's look at what he did in the last 2 years. How many games did he play last year before he went to the Super Bowl?
Like 5 or 6 or something.
5 or 6 games. Won the Super Bowl. How many games he played this year?
Like same thing.
About
Same
7,
thing, right?
2 early, a couple early,
Right,
then late.
so he's what, 30? 31, somewhere around there. Okay, so we can say he's made some money, and I believe he comes from money, right?
And he went like what, 12-3, 12-2.
So he might have a couple of dollars saved up, right?
Yeah, I'm sure he got some money.
So-
he was ready to retire before this.
Yeah, so me personally, in this situation that the Eagles have, I'll take $10 million to play the same role. If I got $30 million in the bank, I don't need to go play for somebody for $20 million a year, get blindsided and get a separated shoulder, and then it'd be over in 2 years. Like, I'll milk this out right here.
I think he already made the comment that he wants to be a starter next year.
Oh, then he's gone.
I mean, like you said, for $10 million or whatever.
I'll back somebody up quick.
When you seeing guys like Kirk Cousins get 30,
Yeah.
And you see what I did.
I'm a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah,
I
he
did
definitely-
the highest time, the highest pressure packed moments.
Yeah.
You know.
Jacksonville.
And he might say.
And when I got put out the playoffs after I won the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
my homie dropped the ball. You seen it. You know, like I put it there. You know
I
what I mean?
think it's a situational thing for him, you know.
But that's what I think for him.
Jacksonville.
But that's what I think.
Yeah.
For him to survive, I think he has to. For him to still be somewhat, you know, because he's playing elite, so you got to call him almost elite. The last 2 years he's playing elite.
Oh, without
Yeah.
a doubt.
So for him to stay at elite,
Super Bowl MVP.
there
Yeah.
has to be a good system he's a part of. It has to be a good defense.
Well, he's old enough to know that now. He's not 22, 23.
Whatever
you know?
defense.
I kind of comment he was the Jim Plunkett of this generation. Like, you know, Plunkett had went out. Jonathan, a little young.
Yeah.
The you know, Plunkett Heisman Trophy winner, was a journeyman, then got with the Raiders and won 2 chips, and should be in the Hall of Fame according to Terry Bradshaw.
One thing I would say, if I was the Eagles now, if I'm the Eagles, if the going rate for that top-notch quarterback, I guess Jimmy Garoppolo and these guys that didn't do anything yet and they got paid, I'm taking that. I'm trying to keep Foles, and whatever I'm paying Foles, I'm pretty much trying to take out of Wentz's deal.
Oh, without a doubt.
So-
And guess who has to understand that? Wentz.
Yeah, absolutely. So if he's
Wentz did Wentz get a Super Bowl ring?
No.
Did he play?
no, he doesn't have that.
So that's all. Hey, listen.
If he's set to get 150, we might have to offer him one and give you know.
And truthfully, like
50 to
we
40.
don't see it. We don't know what's going on with Wentz. Like we don't know. Like I
Don't
can't
know.
think somebody that's injured. He's
Oh, that's been done
injury prone.
before.
He
Hey,
just-
Breeze.
Oh, it's
Remember
been done.
Breeze had the shoulder thing? Somebody gambled on it, and they won.
But a shoulder and a leg is different for a mobile quarterback. You know, if Breeze,
Oh no, shoulder.
Throwing
A little
shoulder.
bit-
but
Throwing
that
shoulder.
leg, he can't move. Like we seen it in Aaron Rodgers. Once Aaron Rodgers stopped being able to be mobile, he trimmed down. Once he couldn't run, that's like if Mahomes can't run. If Mahomes can't run, his career changes. If he can't move out of that pocket, that's a whole dynamic.
Well,
there.
sounds like Wentz. We need to have Wentz, and we need to have Wentz and Foles over here, and a couple drinks. They can talk about it. They don't need the owners and nothing. We have them right here and talk about how much he want to give up, and then everything will be peaceful.
Shout out to Miss Parker,
Yep. Shout out. Definitely.
Demetrius' wife.
Here we go. The Saints
Dun 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 dun.
and the
Out in sunny
Los
LA,
Angeles
right?
Rams. Back. Hold on. Let me go back. I jumped the gun a little bit.
Thanks,
There
Rams.
you go. First game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Early game.
Yeah.
Down in Nolans.
Uh-huh.
Saints won 45-35 earlier in the season. What you guys take?
Hard to win twice.
Hard to beat them twice.
Hard to beat them twice. You know, Rams got the chip on their shoulder. You know. I wanted Phillip Rivers to get it, but he's out. So now I got to go up with my division. So now I'm Saints out now. You know, I got to ride with my division. You know, so I'm giving a nod.
One thing I'm liking about championship week is that both of these games is a rematch.
Yeah.
So it's no surprises.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
So now,
familiarity.
It comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
And I think you got 4 pretty good coaches on the staff, and I just think, man, it's just hard to go into that dome and win. It's
it is.
hard to go into that dome and win.
But I'm gonna tell you this though, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because a heavy dose of that run will get you there.
But I think one thing that's been overlooked, I should say, about the Saints and their run is that their defense has been playing well.
Yeah.
The Eagles jumped out 14.
Oh yeah, they ain't scored another point, right?
Yeah, that's why I like the Saints, because they can run and play defense.
Yeah, that home cooking, man, is
it's always good.
Oh my goodness,
ain't nothing like it.
It's going to be something to see.
Ain't nothing like
it. And the Rams, right now, this game to me I feel like this game is the easier game to pick simply because the Saints have been there before. Their quarterback is playing better. I mean, Breeze is completing like what they say 70% of his passes.
Yeah.
He's playing better. And then that they have
it's golf ready, baby.
Right, they have a home field advantage. I mean, Golf was at home last week with a monster run game. Run game was chewing up yards,
15 to 28,
left and right, and he still was only
15 to 28,
almost 50% completion with a running game that was just unstoppable.
It looked like Oklahoma.
So when he went play action pass, you couldn't tell me there weren't options available. He still couldn't hit them.
Right.
And that was at home. So now you're going to be in the dome against these Saints whose defense is good.
Well, Talib's here. And Talib's back.
Well, Talib's a good player.
Yeah.
He's a good player. I mean, I think the Rams have a good team, and I think all things being equal, because these teams to me are so close. Yeah.
Peters is crazy.
I just think that home field
could be a big 15-yard penalty.
He in his bag right now. He cussed out. He cussed out somebody.
Now you do.
Oh, understands. Yeah.
You do have the one X factor that the Rams have, I believe, is Aaron Donald. He's a guy that can wreck a game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But all things being equal, man, I think the Saints it's going to be tough to overcome what they have going on down in the dome.
The Saints should get it with the dome and everything else when we think about it. But like you said, this is the thing. Golf got to say, I'm here. Golf got bounced out last year pretty early. Like this is the game where I'm going to beat pretty much playing walking legend right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to beat somebody that's first ballot walking in Hall of Fame and he's still playing like he's in his prime right now. I'm going to beat him. And when I beat him, I need to be in that category much higher than everybody's talking about. Y'all don't need to look at me like a Phillip Rivers that I'm just around. I'm more than just around. And I think that's what he's going to shoot for in this game, me personally.
Also, don't be surprised if you see some late movement out of the Saints defense after that 15-second mark of the play clock.
Oh yeah, because the Rams talk all night.
Will he be able to hear? I mean, they did special earplugs down there.
I'm going with the Saints. Hey, listen.
When the Saints,
how many quarterbacks we got alive?
Go marching in.
We got all veteran
QBs. Go
QBs,
marching
except for 2.
Yeah.
And one of them I'm leaning towards, that's KC, but I gotta go with Breeze, man.
Breeze.
I gotta go with
Breezy.
Breeze. I gotta go with him.
I like the Saints at home. I like the Saints.
Yeah.
I mean Saints.
Me too.
Well, let's go. Rematch of the Super Bowl.
This is it.
Andy Reid and hosting the GOAT and Bill Belichick. What Andy got in store for them? What do you think?
I wonder if coaches, knowing that you're going to play Belichick, right? Knowing that everybody knows that Belichick tries to take away what he believes you do best. So I wonder if coaches go into the game and say, hey, well, we know he's going to try to take this away. So we're going to exploit that by doing this. And I think, it's hard to go against Belichick and Brady. I love Brady, man. You know, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I love Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't know if they can go in there and do it, man. I just don't know if that defense is capable of stopping this offense. I mean,
especially if the Chiefs defense steps up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they come. And I have a feeling they are though.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that they coming because you still got Houston over there.
They've been hearing their offense, 50 touchdowns.
I
That's
think
like, okay.
they look like they were playing with an attitude last week, right?
You got Houston and you got Ford, but one thing Brady has shown though is he's not afraid to get rid of the ball and drop it down to James White. I think James White caught 15 passes last week.
Ooh, I mean, he's a weapon. How come nobody else has emulated that?
Right, he's not afraid to drop it to this guy, knowing that you got to pass.
Take the money that's on the table.
He basically eliminated Bosa and Ingram last week himself.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen this week.
I don't think that same thing is going to happen again.
But
I think that the Chiefs might be more of a well-prepared team
well, you could be
than the Chargers came in at.
That's what I want to see because even if you're prepared,
1
right,
o'clock
you
on the
know,
East
you know
Coast
it's
back to
coming.
back.
You can't leave an inside linebacker in there and say, "Hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take White away and we're going to use an inside linebacker to do it." They need to bring a safety down. They need to They need to get creative some kind of way to get their linebacker.
Eric Berry playing? Is he back? Is he healthy?
I don't know if he's playing.
I think
or not.
Berry's done.
Yeah.
But then,
Done
like you
or
say,
just done?
that's the thing that's the brilliance of the Patriots to me is James White is a running back. So they could bring in a heavy personnel and still have James White in the game, which means you have to bring in linebackers because they can run the football.
Yeah.
But then out of that formation, they could get James White out in space and throw the ball to him. So now if you say, okay, when White's in the game, we're going to treat him like a wide receiver. We're going to bring in D-backs. They can also hand the ball to White and run the ball. So it's like you kind of picking your poison. And so that's the chess match that I'm interested to see what's going to happen there because it's tough for linebackers to guard.
This is the beauty of the playoffs, man. You got to figure out like we see. The football veterans look at more than just the game now. We watch who's coaching.
Right.
We watching management, the clock management. We watching players. We watching execution. We watching it all this time of the year. You know what I mean?
Let me give my man Cheese a shout out. I see you out there, man.
Hey, what's up,
Barber?
Cheese?
Nah, Cheese, Frat House.
Alright.
Oh, Cheese Fred House. What's up, man?
Yeah, like
Cheese.
James White, shout out White. That was my fantasy guy. He helped me out a whole lot. Even being a backup, like that was crazy. Like I thought he was a starter when I'm looking at. I look at the stat line he putting up for fantasy. Like so they definitely know how to get him the ball. But if you think Andy Reid not thinking about that Super Bowl where where his quarterback pretty much almost you could say choke. Like if you think he not thinking about that, and he not ready for this. I don't know what you've been watching. Like he been wanting this rematch for a long time, and
When it all on the line.
Yeah, and
in this game too, just like Aaron Donald, who I believe in that Saints Rams game is he can be the guy that can affect the game. Just one guy that can affect the game because nobody can stop him.
Right.
I think the Chiefs have that guy in this game with Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah.
You can't put him 1-on-1, and this guy can. Any play
Can go to distance.
anywhere on the field, can change the game.
Well, that's what it's going to be about. It's going to be about what they try to do to Holmes, and what y'all think is he's so. I can't remember seeing a quarterback this young, this talented since probably like Marino, who did this much damage early. And I think that he's this talented that he can survive anything that probably Belichick throws at him. Remember, his dad was a professional baseball player.
Right.
So as far as being professional and
He's been in big locker rooms.
studying and so I think that he has
lights
it.
are not too bright.
Right, exactly. I think he has it. I think he
The
has
lights
it.
are definitely
but
not too bright.
we go back to Belichick now. What kind of schemes are he gonna put together to try to confuse this young boy? Because he's still a baby now.
Yeah.
So let's not forget it.
So and it's gonna be tough
I
because
think
you gotta imagine
things is cold.
with him throwing 50 touchdown passes, right? I'm pretty sure week in and week out, everybody tries something different. And I think the only team that had some sort of success was the Baltimore Ravens, and they brought a whole lot of pressure.
Oh yeah,
different angles.
right.
They brought a whole lot of pressure. I don't know if the Patriots can play that game.
Well, the Patriots are going to pressure. They always do that.
It was interesting.
They're going to bring
Doug,
a little pressure.
They pressured the Chargers last week at home. They took a note out the Baltimore's book and brought that kind of pressure.
Oh yeah.
Last week, it'll be interesting to see if they can do it on the road.
And it'd be interesting because the Chargers don't have that guy, that Tyreek Hill, that can just just has that fire.
He can catch a 5-yard pass and
it's
turn it
over.
to a 99 run.
Change the whole game
to the house.
And for some reason, if your pressure don't get there, or if Mahomes is able to make an athletic type play and avoid the pressure,
There's a lot that goes on with that pressure.
and now you
Yeah.
got
Rivers
Tyreek Hill.
Rivers doesn't run.
When you send the pressure, you are gambling. That's
Rivers
what you
is
do.
a pocket quarterback. You can do that in a pocket and collapse, and Rivers going to take the sack.
I think KC gets out of this because of New England secondary. They are not ready, particularly those safeties.
He said if the pressure comes and Tyreek Hill does a quick slant,
When those four DBs, everybody has to go 4 or 5 have to go man to man.
Yeah.
That's not working in New
And
England's favor.
I'm trying to think of a time where a team had such an explosive one weapon like Tyreek Hill, who's not just an explosive. We've seen guys where the guy that takes the top off the defense, he may get 3 targets a game.
right?
This he's running every route in the tree,
Right.
And he can go to the house from any position off of any route on the tree. But then also, he can also stretch the defense to where now you got a guy like Kelsey who can take advantage underneath.
We didn't even talk about him.
Right?
Yeah.
And like he's not just a pass catching tight end that's gonna catch a ball and go down. He
He's
also
stretch the field. He can go to the house.
Yeah, you give him some
Yeah,
space.
he can go
he'll
with
take
10 and
that
12
distance.
too now.
Yeah.
10 and 12 catches.
Right, so it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm tuning right on in.
Cool. Quick question: what did you guys take on the NFL season? What did you guys think was the biggest trend or story this year in the NFL? Looking back, the championship week.
Well, for me, obviously, it was the offense, the way that the NFL is like, they came out early in the season and they're throwing flags left and right on this roughing the passer, then they dialed it back a little bit. But ultimately, to see that once the playoffs started, that defense still
Matters.
wins championships.
Yeah.
That was
points
my
came way
takeaway,
down.
that no matter how much offense we saw and all these records we saw broken and those type of things, when it came down to it in the playoffs, when it mattered for the money, the defenses mattered. The defenses that played better, their teams won. And the other takeaway I have for this season is that I should have been a kicker. Because I might
get
have
a
an
job out there,
opportunity to
man.
make it.
Oh yeah, without
You got
doubt.
a kid and he plays soccer and he can kick. Hey, it's just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah, that's a thought. Just hey.
Well,
definitely.
I gotta look at early in the year. I was sick. I even skipped about 2 or 3 games watching NFL because I was sick and tired of seeing these quarterbacks get tackled and these flags come flying in.
Different story.
But it seems like they kind of, sort of tried to tweak it just a little bit because it was yellow everywhere at one point in time.
Check and adjust.
Yeah, so I think that they got that part right. But other than that, man, points everywhere. That's what it's about now. And on the defensive side of the ball, I just don't want to see these defenses scared to play defense. I don't want to run into that. I know the Ravens because you don't have that many defensive-minded teams out here. Everybody's thinking offense, and I don't want the league to get lost in.
To become the Big 12.
Yeah, it's hard to play like good defense because sometimes we look at these plays and we like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like really? Hold on. When the offensive player does something that's cool, when the defensive player does the same thing, you want to throw 3 flags.
Yeah, it's like almost like with all.
It's not fair,
With all these rules slanted to the offense, the offensive pass interference should be called way more.
Absolutely.
You already have all the rules slanted in your face,
Exactly.
and you still got to push off. You know what I'm saying? You still need a pick.
And every time you throw a ball, you look for a flag. Is it a flag? Is it a pass interference?
I just think, man, that, at some point maybe they'll get it right. They'll balance it out. But
they think offense. They don't want a 9-7 game. They don't want 13-10. They want big points.
Yeah.
And
Hey, listen, that's for the new schoolers.
Yeah.
We know what good football is about. Like that case in point that Eagles and Chicago game.
Yeah.
Man, they from the minute they kicked the ball off from the first quarter all the way to the fourth, it was great football. It wasn't a 45-50 game, you know.
Absolutely.
It was intense.
So yeah,
Points were at a premium.
Absolutely.
At a
Every
premium.
yard mattered.
Yeah.
Every yard mattered.
Hey,
Yeah,
to
half
me,
yard, man.
it's equivalent to stopping somebody and shutting somebody down, making them punt as it is a touchdown. To me, you know, but that's me.
No doubt. Yeah, it was definitely a year about offense. They're trying to really set the offense up early. Defense rally late. Playing ball. Just seeing the Cowboys, the Bears, the Ravens just play that good defense and shut people down. That was entertaining to me, and making sure that it's still relevant. Defense. I mean, that's what a lot of people like. Hitting physical. Not knock the snot out you. You really still like that, even though they try to move away from it. But that's what people want to see, and that's what we enjoy. Let the players play, and the breakers break, and the poppers pop. As they used to say back in the day. And definitely. Let's jump into a little boxing match tonight. It's getting where these guys go around and fighting each other. Nobody's fighting no young bloods. They not fighting the hungry. They not fighting one check.
I like when you talk this talk right here.
They not fighting anybody one check out the jacks. You know what I mean? Like, they not fighting none of these cats. They keep fighting each other. Like, in the circle. Earl Spence, where he at? Keith Thurman. Sometime? You want to fight somebody? Let's get it on, man. Broner, Pacquiao. Names sell, I guess. Pacquiao.
Names definitely sell.
We'll
I'm gonna watch it. I'm curious.
I
want to see.
Yeah,
I want to see.
Yeah, you want to see. But I just don't like the fact that they don't let these young kids eat. And these young kids all still trying to be undefeated. Now you gotta go fight somebody, man. You gotta go out here and put it on the line. Either you're a bad man or you're not. You can't keep dunking.
You gotta find out.
You can't keep, I need warm up, I need tune up, I need to rub up, I need to fight somebody over here. You know what I mean? Go ahead and call somebody out, let's get it on. You know what I mean?
And the loss isn't that bad. A loss sometimes.
So somebody good?
Yeah,
really?
that's actually better than beating a tomato can. It's
bum.
Getting in the ring, losing to somebody that's bona fide is better than fighting some guy.
And giving him some work. You give him some work back.
It's like where we from, where you say, man, I don't get no points for knocking this joke out.
Right. He's tune up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was like when Danny Jacobs
lose points for knocking this dude out.
That's what happened when Danny Jacobs fought Triple G. Everybody was on Danny Jacobs. He lost, but everybody wanted him. He kept Triple G blocking. Like, we never seen Triple G ever like that. But they gave a nod to Triple G.
Money man. Yeah.
He put it on the line from New York.
Right.
Surviving cancer guy. Came back and got a belt and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, let me give a shout out to my man Richard Hill, owner, creator of Woo Juice.
Woo Juice.
We
might have to get that down here one weekend.
When you woo. When you
I leave these other glasses
woo.
alone, though. We must
We'll get that in here one time.
You get woosted. As they say.
Got Lisa Farmer. What's up, cuz? She's a big KC fan.
Y'all get ready? You barbecuing tomorrow?
She sees a KC Saints Super Bowl.
Okay.
And Miss Therona Bush.
All right. How you
tuning
doing,
in from
Bush?
Salem, New Jersey.
How you doing? Okay. Glad to show. See you checking out. But interesting, yeah. Well, I guess Pacquiao. I don't even know. Like, Pacquiao wins. Is he still relevant? I mean,
hey, leave it up to Jonathan. Jonathan says that the punch that the other fighter throws doesn't really mean nothing.
Listen, Pacquiao wins. Pacquiao last fight he was grounded. He looked like the old Pacquiao. He was the smaller guy like always, but the bigger guy like always. He looked so much. Remind me of the old Pacquiao in his last fight.
Okay.
He come out like that, it's gonna be no fight. Bronner takes too much hits, and with Pacquiao so unorthodox, it's gonna so many open lanes like for Pacquiao to hit it. But like to me, Bronner, he just doesn't train. He just doesn't train. He just doesn't care about winning. He doesn't care. Like, I don't know. Maybe somebody got in his corner for this fight. Like, listen, if you win this fight, everything's erased. If you win this fight, you honcho. So if you win this fight, it's like beating Mayweather. Next thing to beat Mayweather.
Right.
So with that on the line, maybe he goes different. Maybe he gets in the gym. He really trains because he has what it takes to beat Pacquiao. He has the skill set. Like, that's not like it's not there. And for both of them, it's going to be an advantage. Neither one of them's used to fighting somebody their height. Now they're fighting somebody the same size, same weight. Two people that shouldn't be in welterweight, should be lower, but they fight up there because they're so skilled.
Right.
So it should be a good fight. I still can't go against Pacquiao, but I won't be surprised if Broner really got in the gym this time and pulled it out. Like, closer to the fight, I'm starting to like Broner just a little bit more.
Oh,
maybe
you switched it up.
Maybe his talk. I looked at him a couple, YouTube videos. He's talking that talk. He's talking that talk. He got that drip on him. He's talking that talk with those diamonds.
This might be it for him, though, right?
Yeah.
If he loses this fight here,
where does he go? Where does he go? Right? But he can talk.
Ain't no more USA boxing.
He always talks himself into a fight. He talked himself into this fight.
Yeah.
He didn't show anything to fight Pacquiao.
Like you said, if he wins this, then it's like, what's next?
Everything's erased.
Yeah.
If he wins this fight, he call out Mayweather.
Yeah.
But like with Mayweather does these things on his own. Mayweather always made people fight the Andre Berto. Like if you remember, Mayweather made people fight Andre Berto first, and then he would fight him because Andre Berto was similar to his style. So if you fight Berto, okay, Berto raises his left hand and start throwing his right straight like this, he'll land this all night. So then Mayweather takes the next fight and destroys the guy that Berto just lost to. And he was doing the same thing with Broner. When Broner fought Madonna, he knew, like, all right, I'll do this and that to Madonna. When Broner fought someone else, all right, I'll do this and that. He knew these things. Once you fought somebody that had a similar style to me, I know what they're doing wrong, and I can exploit it. So now Pacquiao's back, supposed to have no shoulder injury, supposed to be 100% Pacquiao.
100% of Pacquiao.
If we gonna fight again, I need to see you fight Berto. I need to see you fight Adrian Broner so I can see what I need to do to get the W. So
right.
Well, Mayweather ain't fighting nobody. He fighting kickboxers.
He fought the champ, undefeated kickboxer.
They say
he fighting Earl Spence.
Say he cashed in for $9 million over there. I ain't messing with him.
He fought
Geezers at the Caesars.
He fought Earl Spence. He didn't fight Earl Spence because he fought him in sparring, and Earl Spence got into him. So he don't want to work with that.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting news today. A couple days ago, Kyrie Irving, Boston Celtics. And it's never too late to say I'm sorry.
Yeah, call Big Homie up.
Yeah, he said, look, I apologize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've been running around. I was crazy. I was acting up. I was a young kid, a young blood, Similac on my breath. I didn't know what was going on, and I'm feeling the same thing now. Just want to say I apologize for not seeing it.
Yeah.
Interesting move. What do you guys take on that, Kyrie?
I think it was a big move because typically we hear this after retirement, a la like Kobe and Shaq,
right?
Hugging later on. Everybody knows that they wasn't getting along. And and we heard it later. They kind of hash it out and what their issues were with each other, but it's rare that it happens. I've never seen it happen, honestly, to say where a player
in their prime
who actually forced his way out of a city, off of a team, a championship team, because he felt like he wanted more now. Like he didn't want to wait. He felt like it was more to be had. And then get what he wanted, and then actually call the person that they were disgruntled with to say, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't understand what you were trying to, lead us to. I apologize. And, that I think that's big. And,
super big
on his part,
growth,
and I think going forward for the Eastern Conference, if somehow he figured it out, or if somehow they had a little closed door meeting and they were able to, that the Celtics may be who we thought they were going to be before the year started, and
he's been leading the team lately. He's been putting buckets up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out going forward.
Yeah, the interesting piece about me, because last year when Kyrie missed Game 7 because he had a surgery, I'm like, wait a minute, your team's playing Game 7, and you're not in the building. That sinus or nasal surgery couldn't be postponed. I was like, come on, man, what kind of cat is this?
Yeah, he didn't want to see LeBron celebrating on his floor. He knew what was about to happen.
And it was like crazy. I was like, man, you gotta be there for support. Regardless of what happened, either you ride or you're Celtic. ML Carr couldn't play a lick, but he's ready to throw a jab off the bench. Yeah. You know what I mean? He looking at the Lakers as they come in to the thing, cussing them out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he saw the mindset of his guys going into that Game 7.
Body language, yeah.
And not necessarily their body language, but just their mental, like they probably weren't taking it as he knows how serious they took Game 7.
Right.
And then he saw how those young guys were taking Game 7. And he's thinking, you know what, man, I'm not even gonna sit around and watch this. Let me get my surgery done.
Yeah, they don't understand what's about to happen. What's going down today. Yeah, you
That's
know,
crazy.
like that's the thing. It was growth. It was, it was the teenage kid, lashing out at the parents,
Yeah.
then, later on getting herself together and and apologizing, so it was big. It was definitely big on Kyrie because that level of talent Kyrie is, he's not like, we're never gonna call Kyrie a GOAT, so he's not that high up in level, but he is a superstar. So that level of talent, he's seeing that level, and Tatum and them feel like they're at that level of talent. So when you do that level of talent, you got a lot of arrogance to you, and he's seeing the same arrogance that he had play out with them. Like whereas though LeBron never seen that, because LeBron was always the team since he came on the court. So LeBron didn't have that over top of him, whereas though he had to fall in line and stick to the roles, and then later on you're going to be this,
Yeah,
so
he's been the guy since the jump.
he's been the guy since the jump. So now Kyrie seeing the difference in the situation, it definitely was big. He just put up, I think, like 38 points the other night.
Yeah,
I don't-
38 last night.
My thing about it is,
So,
I look at it as good and bad. If you keep both these guys together, oh man, it's like it's a Kareem, Magic. It's a Kobe, Shaq. It's a Isaiah and Bad Boys. It's one of those things, But because for whatever reason, maturity's not there or decision making, we didn't get a chance to see. Ego, can't forget, right? We didn't get a chance to see these two guys continue. We only got a taste. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if Kyrie stays there with LeBron in Cleveland, and they just go get a couple pieces?
And I think LeBron stays in Cleveland.
And he stays, and who knows what happens?
because Kevin Durant was leaving no matter what.
Kevin Durant could have been in Cleveland.
He was leaving. He was leaving.
He could have been in. Who knows
Golden State, no matter
who
what.
knows what Kawhi could have been in Cleveland. We don't know, but because you decided that you wanted to go elsewhere, or like we said, ego or money or whatever the case, we didn't get a chance to see
But the reason
that greatness.
But the reason
But
why.
shout out to him because of this now. Like, it takes a man to say, you know what, man?
Yeah.
So
I was wrong.
Yeah, I'll give him
I
that.
was wrong.
And the reason why he was really
wrong.
upset about the whole situation was because when he signed his contract year before they got LeBron, we're going to build this team around you. We're going to do this. We're going to get you this. We're going to get you that. And they didn't get him that. They brung LeBron and start building around LeBron.
Right.
Which is nothing wrong.
That's
You
what
build around.
everybody does.
You
That's
build
what always done.
You build around.
Plans
arguably-
change.
Yeah, you build around the greatest player that ever dribbled a basketball. So it's not like they were wrong for building around LeBron, but you sat there and sold me a dream. The reason why I signed back when LeBron left, I was the only reason why tickets was being sold. And now that he's back, you treat me like I'm nobody. So that did something to his ego. Like that's the reason why.
I don't know. Did
I
they
don't
treat him
think-
like a
I
nobody?
don't think it was that.
Was
bad.
that?
I think
They
he
built
just
the team around LeBron, not him.
So I think that's just the maturity thing. So
Right.
we were going to build around you. We had no idea when we signed you to that contract
that LeBron was coming
back.
Right.
But you and nobody else is going to turn down LeBron James if he wants to come to your team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't care who we building a team
at that
around.
point,
Yeah, exactly.
But like you said, he admitted the fact that I was 22, I was coming off my first
Oh.
All-Star start,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be the guy to lead the team, and I just didn't understand.
But we forget
Right, he didn't understand that.
as grown-ups now, right? The
Yeah.
one thing we do, we forget about youth. Like, come on, listen. We just because they pros does not mean that they're not kids, right?
Right.
No,
How we
young
gonna
adults,
expect him at 22
Right.
to make a 35-year-old man decision? It's just not happening.
Nah.
Like, see, we don't think about that. We just like, man, you're dumb for doing this. You still, man, that guy's 22 years old. He's 3 years removed from high school.
That was just like Alex Smith when he was on the Niners. He got mad at the Niners because Peyton Manning was on the trade block. And we was trying to get him. He said, why are you trying to get him? And I just won 12 games for y'all.
Right.
Because he's Peyton Manning.
It's Peyton Manning. That's why you trying to get him. But he didn't understand that at that moment. Like, what are you talking about, Alex Smith? You just got bumped for 22-year-old today. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you gotta play your position,
Yeah.
learn and grow and move forward. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I'm just really interested to see how the Celtics season from that point, because that somebody will have it from the apology to
Yeah,
from
from
this
point
the
on.
apology to this point. Before the apology, they were this, and after the apology, was that. So I'm interested.
You think it's gonna be a reunion?
So I think I don't know about that, but I did when I watched the game the other day. I noticed that Gordon Hayward. I haven't been watching the Celtics that closely, I'll admit, but I noticed that Gordon Hayward now comes off the bench. Right.
That was right though. That was the right move.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming back off that.
What that says to me is they're starting to figure things out, and guys are starting to make
Right.
those
Play their roles.
sacrifices.
Oh,
Yeah.
when playoff
To
time
better the
comes, guess what? Come on, they got the pieces.
Yeah, so
Hey, listen, we know, right?
at the end of the day, if you're not
Let's go back.
disrespecting me, if I signed the contract Gordon Hayward signed, and I got to come off the bench and still play 30 minutes a game, and
He's
I'm
playing
not,
starting
I don't
minutes.
feel disrespected.
Right.
My paycheck
look, though,
clears every week.
Here's the thing, right? Now let's go back. LeBron's in Cleveland, right? Cleveland goes to the finals. LeBron wins by 5. Kyrie doesn't play.
Yeah.
You think Kyrie's great enough to make up 5 points? Who's to say that Cleveland even goes to the finals if Kyrie plays?
Listen, I think we all feel if Kyrie would have played, they would have won.
You see?
I feel that way.
Now see?
I feel
See?
that way because LeBron's team was so depleted.
There you go. So there you go. So I believe that puts Boston lost by 5, not 15.
Right. I don't even know if it goes to 7 with
And that's what I'm saying.
Kyrie.
And
I think,
that's what I'm saying.
I think Boston is the one team and maybe Toronto. They have some lesser known guys, but I think Boston, after seeing what they did last year, knowing that Kyrie and Hayward were out, I think that they have the depth to give Golden State a chance. I think they have
Boston, depth. They have players.
games?
They have basketball
Golden
players.
State,
because when you talk about, like, even though they have Boogie and Golden State, you have Horford, you have the dude Baines, who this guy shoots
Brown,
threes,
Tatum,
cover
Kyrie, Hayward. They got
we
players.
don't know
They
how
got
much
players.
Boogie going to give them.
So they got players, like you said, when you bring your first unit out, you're bringing in off your bench, you bringing in basically what would be a starting lineup
Yeah,
on another
absolutely,
team.
absolutely.
Brown and
The deeper
these
you
guys,
go into
I
that
mean,
bench, the better that your team is.
kid, who's the point guard kid, Rozier.
Yeah.
They have.
Boston will be
have a
fine
team,
during the
so
time.
I'm
Boston
interested
is
to
the
see.
team that you're the 3 seed, they're the 6 seed. You wonder how the 6 seed beat the 3 seed.
Yeah,
That's what happens
I'm
with
looking
that.
forward to the second round of the playoffs in the NBA. I'm looking forward to the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, we don't know
Definitely,
what Boogie going to fully give them.
Yeah.
You know.
So definitely. It should be interesting. Sixers Thunder 3:30. Yeah, we're gonna jump right into that. But hey, fellas, as always, really good session. We'll be back next week. Super Bowl preview. We'll talk a little bit about who's going to the bowl.
Super Bowl goals.
So we got Saints Chiefs. That's what the masses are feeling.
Yeah.
Saints Chiefs. Okay.
We gonna see.
We gonna see. Over and out. Peace.
Peace out.
Everybody be safe. Take it
Later.
easy, babe.
See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah.